Hello, beautiful people. Woo! And welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this NFL Kickoff Thursday, September 5th, 2024. The program starts now. Football is officially here. What a glorious day it is this morning when you wake up, you know. Everything feels a little better. Everything tastes a little better. Because, you know, tonight, that glorious trek up that wonderful Lombardi mountain begins for 32 teams, 32 cities, 32 fan bases who think that their team is going to be the one to make it to the climax of Lombardi Mountain on February 9th, 2025, and can call themselves world champions. Tonight, we get a chance to see last year's MVP take on last year's Super Bowl MVP. Tonight, we get a chance to celebrate the fact that history is going to be made over the next 5 months. Stories are going to be told. Teams are going to ride the highest of highs. And some franchises are going to experience the lowest of lows. Yep. It's the most beautiful time to be alive. Football season is here, and tonight the Ravens and Chiefs kick it off, and then an international game tomorrow, then Saturday a packed college football slate, then Sunday a full NFL slate, and then Monday Night Football with Joe, Troy, SVP, and cast. You have the Jets and the San Francisco 49ers. It is amazing. We are thankful that we get to do this for a living. We are thankful that you allow us to do this for a living. And just know that the next few months are going to be packed and stacked with football conversation that I hope will help you realize that the greatest sport on earth is American football, and the greatest league on earth is the NFL. Let's hope it delivers. But there's chance for history this year. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift in the building tonight.
Whoa. That's right. Let's go.
All the calls for Tay Swift or Tay Travis. All the hoping.
TNT.
Oi. Yeah, it's TNT. Oi. We're not making names, okay? That's already been taken there. But the fact that people are calling for their demise just yesterday was some fugazi report that hits the internet, and then tonight we hear that Taylor Swift's going to be there. I believe when Taylor Swift is in the building, I think they're like 10-3 or something like that. Obviously, they win a Super Bowl whenever she is around a team. She's going to be there tonight. Boys are going to be buzzing. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes love showing up in primetime, big marquee games. It's almost an interesting kind of quagmire to kind of view it. The Chiefs show up in the biggest games in the biggest ways. That is why they have been the champions. The Patriots did the same exact thing for 20 years. There's just the teams that win in the end and then teams that don't. And the Chiefs seemingly are the teams that whenever they need it, whenever they need to win games, they're going to go do it. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man whose taste in donuts we would certainly take. I think this is not a shot at all. We just know that he has good taste in things because of how great he is at his jobs. He's an author. He's an email newsletter founder. He's a TED talker. He's a live show host. He's a podcast host. And I believe he's running research for a pseudo front office that Bill Belichick is leading currently. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lombardi.
And I'm a donut eater too, right? I mean, you got that in there. Yeah, you got to know that, right?
Yeah, you're a good human. You eat that. I mean, that is how it goes. I'm a glazed guy.
We got a place here in Ocean City that there's a line every morning to get them. They're just like, it's called Brown's Donuts. It's incredible. Right. And you eat them. If you eat them like at 4 p.m, they're like baseballs. But if you get them when they come fresh off the press, they're incredible. So yeah, it's a tough thing. You know, when you're a fat guy, you gravitate toward those donuts. So yeah, I'm with you.
Especially during football season. You know, when you're a little tired, maybe it's like very easy, and you know it's going to bring joy immediately because you see it. It's that fluffy glazed.
Some frosting.
No frosting.
Sometimes.
No sprinkles either. That was a big conversation over around the donuts earlier today on which ones stay, which ones go. Yep. You know, the cinnamon roll glaze. Oh my God. Ooh. Apple fritter. Al Davis created a lot, right? You guys were just saying names that are in that. Feels like that's a historic tree there. Probably the most historic.
Oh, it's unbelievable. You learn, we can kid about him, but the essence of what you learn from him 100%. Is remarkable. And his mind was unbelievable. He was truly committed. I don't think this generation of football people understand the influence that the man had on the game, on scouting, on coaching, on game management. He taught game management, and Bill Parcells would tell you he taught it to Bill Parcells, and Parcells taught it to everybody else. So all that stuff was so good. We kid about the stuff that made it hard, but he was so far ahead of his time back in the 60s and 70s. There's no question.
He's the only player in history that's gone on to be owner, right?
Yeah, well, he's done everything. He was a commissioner of the AFL.
Right? Yeah.
He played though too, right?
Of the AFL. No, he never played.
Okay,
he was at Syracuse. He didn't play college. He was instrumental in getting the AFL. He signed, Fred Biletnikoff on the field at Florida State after he got done playing his final game. He signed Lance Allworth, who he considered one of the greatest receivers of all time, after he was done playing at Arkansas. So he did everything, and he knew everything, too. He had great sense, and during the game, he could make adjustments, and he knew what you needed to do.
And at the end there, if you were fast, you're going to be a Raider.
That's right.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill would have been on the Raiders. There's no question about it. Tyreek Hill would have been on the Raiders.
I used to think about Shane Leckler a lot. Shane Leckler is next one that needs to go into the Hall of Fame. Absolute stud of a punter. He's got the slowest person on the field covering his punts is a 4.5, and that's like a linebacker. Yeah. He's got 4.2 at gunner, 4.2 at gunner, 4.4 at wing, and then your guard is running somehow like a 4.5-1, and it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
New faces on the offensive line. How much does that worry you, and what are your thoughts on the Baltimore Ravens run game tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. They lost Zeitler, they lost Simpson, their two guards from last year. Makari's stepping in at one of the tackles. He's been a mainstay swing guy. He's filled in at every position, but now he's the starter, and we all know when you become the starter versus the backup guy, it's a lot different. You got to do it every day. You got to be consistent. But the two interior guys, Voorhees really, I'm really excited to watch this kid play. He was a stud coming out of college, tore his ACL before the draft, and now he's getting his opportunity. They got him in like the 5th round. He probably would have been like a 1st or 2nd rounder had that not happened. So I'm excited about that. To see that, but they got Chris Jones on the other side. There's a tough matchup for 3 new guys on the interior. Having heard Lombardi earlier, thinking that they're going to go a lot of pistol, I kind of think they're going to go a lot more offset back and play the whole zone read thing. That opens up the backside cut for Derrick Henry getting downhill. I think it's going to be really good.
And Ricard too, you can have. There's a lot of different plays. Now, if they go under center, obviously that's a lot easier, I think, for the entirety of it. But if they're going zone read with Lamar Jackson, old school, and then also you have those 2 tight ends, that could be a beautiful thing to kind of watch Spagnuolo try to figure out. How about on the Kansas City side? Obviously, last year, big rush year. Hey, we got Pacheco stomping all over the place. We're going to win the game on the ground and playing good defense. They stock up at the weapons. What are your thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, same thing. I'll stick with the offensive line. Obviously, I'm biased. I think that is the most important position group on the field. Obviously, you got Mahomes back there. He can create magic. But the Chiefs have as good of an interior 3 as you can possibly want. But on the other side, Jones, Matabuke, and Pierce. Pierce is one of the hardest nose guards I ever had to play against. He's 380 pounds and hard as hell to move. So I think they're going to have their hands full in the middle. But then same thing. They got a rookie left tackle for the Chiefs playing. Obviously, a lot more weapons for Mahomes to work with than he's used to. Obviously, with Worthy and Hollywood Brown's obviously not back yet, but he's obviously waiting in the wings. But for me, I think the Chiefs playing at home is the biggest advantage. I mean, you got the home field crowd, you got all the energy. It's just being able to withstand the energy of putting the banner up and doing all that stuff and all the hoopla that goes with this week 1 game.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We're in this thing together. Shout out to Ram.
Hell yeah. Shout out.
Truck is sick.
Is that an original diecast?
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you what, the new Dodge Ram's got more power, more juice, more awesomeness, and you should be driving it. Okay?
well said.
If you're going to buy a truck right now and you're not buying a Dodge Ram, what the are you doing?
You're a fool.
That's all we got to say.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doors open on this son of a bitch, too, if you want to hop in.
Oh, yeah. Look inside, too. It's an actual entertainment console. It's got the cup holders in there.
Mm-hmm. CarPlay works.
This is good diecast. Oh, look at the mirror. I can even toss the mirror. The mirror was in because we had that thing parked, and it's a big boy, so not less.
Sure.
He's popped that mirror out, make sure you see that thing. Open the goddamn door, and then all of a sudden, look where we're easy in, easy out. Toughest truck on the road. Dodge.
My grandson would love that.
Go Bear.
How old? Is he driving already?
4. No, he's 4. Just
4 years old, you put him behind the wheel of a Dodge Ram? I don't think so. That's not smart.
I don't know if he can handle that power.
It's a lot of power.
No chance.